Hello, happy Sunday and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. The sun is shining for once, it's a beautiful day, but of course it's always a perfect day to be crafting, isn't it? And we have got a jam-packed day lined up ready for you guys at home here on Crafters TV. Lots of exciting things to share with you, lots of amazing demos and inspiration of course. But don't you worry, I am not here on my own on this sunny Sunday. I am joined by, well, she's a little ray of sunshine in her own self, that is for sure. I'm joined by the one and only, it's our Michelle. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning. Good morning. You all right? Is everyone all right? Are we all ready and raring to go?
Yeah.
This little ray of sunshine is. I like that. Thank you very much.
It's true, she certainly is a ray of sunshine, and I know she's got some of the most incredible demos lined up for throughout the whole of today. So I really hope you can join us for the full day, because we have got a jam-packed day of shows, that is for sure. You've tuned in at the right time, certainly, because our first show this morning is a first look, and this is super, super exciting. Quite often with our first looks, we sort of give you a sneak peek of a collection that's launching maybe in a week or two's time, but the very exciting thing about this particular first look is this collection that we're about to share with you in just a moment actually launches tomorrow. So you've got barely any time at all to wait to get your hands on this incredible collection. And believe you me, you will want to get your hands on this amazing new launch. It's absolutely stunning. However, before we get into that collection, I want to share with you a couple of things. Perhaps you've not been joining us over the past couple of days and you've not heard about these just yet. We have got some exciting things happening over on the website. We have an opportunity for you guys to actually get yourself an absolute bargain, which we are loving. Now, over in the US this weekend, it's been all about Labor Day, and we want to celebrate that in style, so we are bringing to you our Labor Day sale. Now, we launched this on Friday, and this is going to run all the way through till midnight on Monday, so you've got a couple more days to take advantage of these incredible up to 70%, up to 70% savings. You've got some really nice items on there, a really great mix of different sorts of crafty goodies. You've even got machines. And I said it on Friday's wake-up call, I was very, very tempted by that Rose Gold Junior. So if you're looking for a new machine, then definitely do check out that Labor Day sale. But talking of machines, perhaps you're brand new to die cutting, or maybe you're wanting to upgrade and you're wanting to get that amazing Gemini 2. We say it's the best crafter can get. It is top of the tree when it comes to your die cutting machines, that brand new Gemini 2. Well, if you go for that as part of our Labor Day sale, don't forget ending at midnight tomorrow, you will then be getting a £20 or $20 voucher emailed to you before the 6th of September. So basically, in effect, in my mind, it's almost like you can knock an extra £20 or $20 off the price of your brand new machine. And if you are new to die cutting, maybe you've not got a lot of dies in your crafty stash already, then that's going to be an absolutely perfect way to stock up on some brand new dies with that £20 or $20 voucher. How fabulous is that? So lots to take advantage of over on the website this weekend, that is for sure. But it's all about first look this morning, and it is all about the most stunning collection that we will be launching with you tomorrow. So not long at all to wait when it comes to this amazing collection. Oh my goodness me, this is absolutely stunning. This is our Oh Holy Night collection. I know we gave you a little bit of a sneaky peek on last weekend's first look at this one, but we've got the full 2 hours this morning to really take a deep dive into this stunning collection. It is absolutely gorgeous. If you're a fan of that amazing Bethlehem collection that we brought to you last year, I think you're going to absolutely love this one too. And I'm seeing a lot of the elements as part of this collection are actually going to mix and match with that range as well, making both of the ranges go even further. An absolutely stunning range, as we say, launching tomorrow. And I want to share with you, before we get into the inspiration, before we get into the amazing demos from Michelle, I want to share with you the designs that you will be getting when this collection launches tomorrow, because the designs are just absolutely gorgeous. And we're bringing to you a wealth of different sorts of elements. As you expect from a lot of our collections, we're bringing to you dies, we're bringing to you stamps, embossing folders, of course the most amazing 12x12 paper pad. And you know that with our collections, everything's going to mix and match and work together absolutely perfectly. So if you are brand new to crafting, and perhaps you've never even made a card before, then this is the perfect place to start, because literally you can take one item from the collection, you can pick another item, mix and match them together, and you know that they're going to coordinate absolutely perfectly. First up, we have got the most gorgeous embossing folder. Now this is going to be a super useful one. Don't just think of using this with this Oh Holy Night collection. Think of using it for, yes, lots of other Christmas makes, but this could be every day as well. It doesn't just have to be about those festive creations. Bring a little bit of ink onto there, maybe some of your gilding waxes, and you're going to start to highlight that design absolutely beautifully. Just a gorgeous embossing folder. Now something that's going to work hand in hand with that gorgeous embossing folder is this beautiful set of dies, our Star of Wonder die. So you can see straight away you could be popping that and overlaying that onto your embossed star in the middle, but of course this is also a completely standalone set of dies that we've got with this one. The beauty of this is we've got two separate dies in this set. So you've got your inner die, which is going to cut that beautifully intricate star detail, and then you've also got your outer matte die. Of course you can use them together, you can use them separately, completely up to you how you're mixing and matching these. Maybe you're going to use that outer matte die to cut an aperture, and then you're going to inset the detail within that aperture. Lots of options with this, and again a very, very useful and usable die set. Next up, we love to bring to you our edgeable dies. I know so many of you guys at home are just like me and adore your edgeable dies. They give you so many options, whether you're cutting them on the sides of maybe a gatefold card, perhaps it's going to be around the sides of a box lid. That would work amazingly. But the beauty of our edgeable dies is the fact that one side of the die will cut out of your cardstock. That other side of that die has got no cutting blade at all, so that's going to stay within your cardstock, which means that that piece of cardstock there can be as long or as short as you like, and that gives you so much versatility when you are crafting, which of course we absolutely love. Next up, oh my goodness, how absolutely gorgeously intricate is this die. Just stunning. Look at the detail, look how fine those die cut lines are within there. Yes, that is a die, it's not a stamp. You might look at that at first glance and think that is a stamped image, but no, that is a die cut. How intricate is that? It's just absolutely amazing. Can you imagine paper piecing, maybe doing a little bit of selective paper piecing, not paper piecing that whole design, but maybe bringing in some of your gold glitter card or your mirror card for the halos on that imagery. Just absolutely breathtaking. And it's almost like a creator card die with this one, because you've got that inner detail that will cut within your card, and then you've got that outer die as a separate, so you've got options in terms of cutting in or cutting out of your cardstock. Another one that's going to work absolutely fantastically for your paper piecing is this one. This is your Comfort and Joy. What a gorgeous image we've got there. Think of bringing in your paper piecing, or think of cutting this, popping some acetate behind, and then bringing in some of your alcohol-based pens and creating a stained glass window effect. That would be absolutely amazing. Or maybe you're going to be cutting it into the sides of a lantern box, popping a little bit of vellum behind, placing a battery-operated tea candle inside, and then you've got the most gorgeous light-up lantern-style box. Now, of course, we are going to be bringing to you stamps and dies as well as part of this range, and this is just beautiful. You've got your snow globe design with your nativity scene in the stable, the palm trees, the Star of Wonder, and then you've also got that matching outer die. So no need to fussy cut this one at all. You've got the die which will allow you to cut out that design nice and quickly and easily. Totally up to you what choice of colour and medium you're bringing into the mix. Maybe it's going to be some of your tri-blends, your illustrators, or perhaps you're going to go super striking, just heat embossing it maybe onto black card with some of your white or metallic embossing powders. How amazing would that look? Now, next up we have some of what I sort of call your embellishment dies. They're going to be those little finishing touches to any of your other designs within the collection. Maybe you're going to be bringing in that gorgeous embossing folder and then just literally popping a few of those die cut embellishments on the front. That would work an absolute treat. But here you've got your gorgeous nativity dies. Works great cut in black for a silhouette, but of course think of bringing in your drop shadows as well, and that's going to work brilliantly too. I always say our sentiments within any collection, whether it's Christmas, whether it's everyday, whatever sort of theme it might be, your sentiments are completely crucial in any collection. They're your finishing touch, or with these, because you've got so much detail built into those can actually be the focal point of your creations. Layer them up, maybe a bit of drop shadowing, maybe even snipping into that, and you've got the most gorgeous script style font on there with your little embellishments at the top as well. Isn't that just absolutely stunning? And then to go hand in hand with your Oh Holy Night, we are bringing to you Silent Night. Love the font on there. You've got that really lovely swirly detail, but it's still very legible, so nice and easy to read on any of your makes. And then, of course, alongside our die cut sentiments, we've also got our fabulous stamp sentiments here as well. And these match perfectly with that artwork. We've got things like Silent Night, we've got things like Rejoice, Christ is Born. So it's going to be ideal for those more traditional makes, and then lovely traditional font on those as well. Now, it wouldn't be a Crafter's Companion collection without some of our amazing papers. And we are bringing to you a 12 by 12 pad, which you can see here. And then we've got the 6 by 6 version and our matching A4 card as well. These, of course, are double-sided. You are getting 36 sheets in this fabulous 12 by 12 pad, and these are all 180 GSM. So a lovely heavyweight paper that we've got with these. I mean, look at that. You could almost think that that's been foiled. You sort of want to reach out and touch that detail, but they are completely matte, which allows you to add your own textures, your own finishes onto there. Maybe you're going to be adding some of your embossing powders. Perhaps it's going to be your gilding flakes, your gilding waxes, a little bit of glitter. You could be even inking on top of these as well. But looking at some of these designs, and I'm thinking, do you know what, some of these you can actually fussy cut into, use those as embellishments. Of course, as always, with our 12 by 12 pads, they're very cleverly designed, so they're almost like split into sections, if you like. So you're looking at that straight away, and you're seeing perhaps 4 6 by 6 pages by cutting it into quarters. But don't forget that reverse side of all your papers is going to match absolutely beautifully. So always more subtle on the reverse, and then you've got more layers, more detail and interest on that front side. But wow, look at all the layers you've got on there. It's one of those paper pads where every time you look at it, you're going to see something a little bit different, because you've got so much detail built into each and every single one of these 36 sheets. I mean, first up, maybe you notice that Bethlehem skyline, then you start to see all the flowers, all those almost like mandala details in the background. You've got your angels on there. Aren't these just absolutely amazing? If you were lucky enough to get your hands on that Bethlehem collection, maybe that Bethlehem paper pad, think of mixing and matching your collections. I think that would work an absolute treat. So those are your 12 by 12 designs. Exactly the same when it comes to your 6 by 6 paper pad, but they've been scaled down. So if you do favour your smaller cards, maybe you're working on gift tags or small memory albums even, this would work a treat. But all of those lovely colourways, all those lovely designs just in your 6 by 6 format. And talking of colourways, it wouldn't be a collection complete without our A4 cardstock in matching colour tones to your fabulous paper pads. You're getting 24 sheets in total. Linen card, it's slightly more textured on one side than the other, so you've got choice when it comes to this one. Absolutely gorgeous range of, I'd call them almost like jewel colourways. You've got there jewel tones, just absolutely beautiful. 250 GSM, so you can be using this for your mats and layers, for your die cutting, for your embossing, even for your construction projects if you so wish as well. But you can see when we place it alongside our paper pads how everything ties together absolutely beautifully. And that's the beauty of having a collection like this. Everything's been designed to match and work together, making crafting so super easy. That is your amazing Oh Holy Night collection. This is our first look preview, but not long to wait on this one at all. This launches with Sarah tomorrow here on Crafters TV. I know she's got so much more inspiration lined up to bring to you tomorrow, but of course we're giving you that sneak peek, that opportunity to make sure that you're setting those alarms in advance, because this is one for sure you'll be wanting to add it to your crafty stash. Now, before we get over to Michelle for that first demo, we've got so many people joining us already, which is absolutely fabulous to see. So I'm going to have to say a few hellos to all of you lovely people joining us on this sunny Sunday. So in the gallery we have got our Dean producing, we've also got Charlotte Vision mixing, and we've got Grace on the socials for this morning. So first up, we've got Ben McCarthy saying good morning. Sarah Brown is in from Melbourne, Australia. Diane is in. We've got Lynn Harvey saying good morning. Linda, Hazel, Karen, good morning to all of you. Ors29 saying good morning, everyone. Handcrafted by Gaz is in, as is Emma Bailey saying, oh, she's so excited about this one. Emma is absolutely stunning. I have to say, I'm lucky enough to already get my hands on this collection. I was prepping a few demos yesterday for launch party on Tuesday. Oh my goodness. It is amazing. If you love your paper pads, that is an absolute winner. It is amazing. Mary Rich McBride is in, Lynn Morton's in from Newcastle, and Charlotte Everett is saying good morning, as is Phil Watson. Now, it's a stunning collection. You've seen exactly what you're getting as part of this amazing range, but I think it's time to see it in action with some amazing inspiration from the lovely Michelle.
So I thought, I've been looking through all these samples and they're absolutely beautiful. So I thought before I get into my first demo, I want to show you what the design team have been doing. Let me just pop those to the side so you can see better. Oh, I thought that said Lilly then. I was going to say, of course it's Lily's, it's beautiful, but it's not, it's Carol. So Carol Lorriman, she has used that beautiful embossing folder and that lovely die cut star on the top. Again, bringing in those beautiful papers, and this beautiful collection has got the most beautiful papers. So you've got that beautiful globe there, This is that die cut that Lily was just showing you. It almost looks like a stamp, I think, on the packaging, but it's not. It's a die cut, and you are really going to go to town with your paper piecing on that. You're really going to go all out with that sort of stained glass window effect. Look at that, just using, again, that embossing folder and that star. How beautiful does it look? Embossing folder star, and then we've got that lovely die cut set at the bottom, creating a beautiful scene, and I think that's what you're going to be able to do with this collection, because it tells a story. So with your crafts and with those stamps, you are going to really be able to tell a story with this collection. Absolutely gorgeous. So, let me show you this last one.
Just the one more. Oh,
just
look at that.
But look how beautifully that has been cut. Of course,
Gorgeous.
that's Nicole Bredrick.
Oh.
She's just absolutely amazing, isn't she? So that is just some of the samples. I'll maybe show you a few more later. But let's pop those back in here, and then we'll do a little demo. So I have got a couple of the dies. I've got that gorgeous star. You're going to be using that on all sorts, not just with this collection. It is just a star, so it's absolutely beautiful. But then I've got this little nativity scene, which I absolutely adore. So obviously you've got the ability to really build up some sort of scene that you want to create. And again, with the paper, so if I just bring in this paper that I'm going to be using, this piece of paper, the scenery on it is just stunning. The angel, the star, Bethlehem, you know, the three wise men. You'd be hard pressed to find three wise men in this place, can I just say? Three crazy men, absolutely.
Definitely.
But just in the papers themselves, they're absolutely stunning. So let me bring my plate in and we'll get some of these die cut out. So I've got my black and I've got my white. Just trim that down. I'm going to pop that on there and pop those 3 dies. This is something that you're going to be doing with your kids at Christmas, in the run-up sort of to Christmas, or creating your Christmas cards with them, because again, you know, they all do it every year at Christmas, don't they? Whether they go to a Catholic school, C of E, whatever sort of your religion is. Even if you go to a school where there's no religion, just a state school, they all do the nativity at Christmas. So this is going to be a lot of fun to do with your kids.
Oh, it's bringing back memories of the old tea towel on your head. Did your kids have that tea towel on your head if you're a wise man? Yeah. Yeah,
tea towel, and we used to bring our dressing gowns in.
Oh, yeah.
I don't recall the 3 wise men in dressing gowns with tea towels, but you know, you didn't care as a kid. It was just a lot of fun, wasn't it?
It certainly was. I always seemed to end up being an angel. That was all I never had a speaking part. I just used to have to stand there with a bit of tinsel wrapped around my head. That was about it, yeah.
I always wanted to be, I don't know if you did it, but I always wanted to be the little drummer boy.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you got to be him, you used to get to walk up and you used to be able to play the drum.
Hit a drum and make a load of noise. That sounds about right. I have a feeling once, I'm not sure if I'm misremembering, but I'm sure I was the donkey once. I might be wrong, but I have a feeling I was.
That's just about my luck.
Yeah.
I was always, me and my friend Rachel, we were always the 3 wise men.
Yeah.
Which, again, is the absolute opposite of us. Like, we need wise men. Let's give it to Michelle and Rachel, and Vicky. So we were the ones, we used to cause a little bit of trouble. We were a bit mischievous. I think they tried to give us the wise men, you know, to try and show us the error of our ways.
Trying to inspire you a little bit more.
Yes. It never worked, but you know.
Yeah, definitely bringing up so many memories for me. I mean, perhaps you've got scrapbook pages, maybe you've got photos of the kids in the nativity and you want to put it into a scrapbook page. This would be absolutely perfect. I'm thinking now I'm going to have to message my mum as soon as we come off this show and ask her, does she remember me being a donkey? And if so, is there a photo? Because quite frankly, if there is, I think I'm going to have to put it on a scrapbook page because that would be quite comical.
There's got to be a photo of that. That's just got to be the best thing ever.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine what I would have worn, but my mum, as I talk about quite a lot, she's very creative, so I can imagine she probably did make my costume
Yeah.
So yeah, but I can't imagine what it looked like.
Right, so I've got that gorgeous star cut out, and I've got my my little nativity scene there that we're going to pop on. I'm going to pop those to the side for now. I've got a piece of card. It is 6 by 8 because I've created a 5 by 7 box.
Oh, nice.
So this is going to sit on top, and it's going to overlap. You know, so you've just got that, just a little bit, just an extra sheet of card. It just changes your box up from the normal boxes that we always make.
It's almost like a little plinth, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, fancy, love that.
So I've got this, I love this colour. So this blue is from the linen cardstock pack. So just gone down that 1/4 of an inch on each side. So we're going to pop that on there.
That blue is beautiful, and I must confess, I've been prepping a few demos with that, and I have to say I've already used up one pack, all the blue in that one pack, because that blue is just gorgeous.
It's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. It really is. Right, so what I'm going to do now is, I love that little scene there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece first. So this piece, I'm going to distress it.
Oh, nice.
So what I can't decide on what I'm going to do is pop that seam there or have it round on the other side, pop my seam on the bottom. So you know what I'm like. I've got an idea in my head, and it's totally gone out of the window. But we'll see where it goes. So what I want to do is I want to open this piece up almost like a curtain.
Oh.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of 1/3 of the way across. I'm just going to pop, and I don't need to be careful because I'm going to distress it. Just pop a line up there.
Okay.
Now, when you're distressing, I either use my scissors or a craft knife, but we do have a wonderful distressing tool. It's a little round one. It's got lots of little notches on, so it's brilliant for this. Especially if you're doing it with kids and they want to do that little bit of distressing, then that little tool is absolutely perfect because it's very safe for little hands. Obviously, you're going to keep an eye on your kids if they're using any kind of instrument like that, but yeah, that one's a lot safer. I think you get used to doing it how you do it, so this is how I've always done it. These little rips, absolutely perfect. They're just what we want. So you can really go to town with the distressing.
And that's one of the beauties of having uncoated cardstock, isn't it? If you're doing this on a coated cardstock, it would work, but it wouldn't give that same sort of distressed effect, would it?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to go all the way around. Don't forget this piece here. So again, I love those little accidental rips. We like those on there. That's sort of what we were aiming for. So again, decisions. Do I curl it back or do I just cut out? So I think what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to cut it away. So let's trim that up a little bit more. Because what you could do is you could just have it curled and glue it back if you wanted to, almost like a curtain. But I think if I go back in, so trim that to about there, and again, it doesn't matter that it's not too straight. I'm going to trim this one away as well.
Okay.
So even though I've done that little bit distressing and I've changed my mind, it really doesn't matter. Because what I want to do is I want to be able to have these sat sort of in the middle, almost like when I pop my little star here, almost like, you know, it's just shining down on them.
Yeah, I love that.
So let me trim and again, it doesn't need to be straight, but especially because we're going to pop that distressing on. So bring this in. I would show you the little tool, but I don't have one next to me. I'll have to get the lovely Jake to find one out so you know what I'm talking about.
They're so small. There probably is one down there, but it's probably hiding somewhere, isn't it?
Probably.
They are quite small.
Probably. Let me have a look, sneaky peek. Oh, there is one. Oh, look at that.
Oh, it's like magic.
So that is it. So that's the little distressing tool. So if I show you, what you're going to do is you're just going to pop one of those on and it's going to distress it for you. It's very safe. So little fingers, they're not going to even accidentally catch their fingers on this because it just slots in there. So there's no visible blade. There's no way any little child is going to be able to get a little finger in there. And they're going to love this, especially when your kids have just had an argument and they need to take some of that pent-up stress out on something. Let them do it on this. So, happy with that now. So we're going to pop, that's going to pop on there. And this is where I was saying I couldn't decide which side. It always feels like such a shame to cover one of those sides up, doesn't it? But we're going to pop those in there. So I'm very happy with that. Let me just add a little bit more distressing. And then we'll build this scene up. So it just seems such a shame to cover that, but it's not going to fit in with what I'm doing. So we'll turn it over. So let's glue that down.
Just while we're gluing, got a few more good mornings to say. We've got Diane Hatch saying good morning, and Rebecca Davies, our lovely Becky from the DT, saying, hey everyone, actually managed to tune in live this morning instead of catching up after. But it's lovely to have your company, as it is for everyone else who's joining us. Suzanne is loving the papers, and Christine Mahoney says she's been waiting for this set and can't wait to pop her order in tomorrow. Don't forget, this is our first look, but you've only got to wait till tomorrow, so not long at all to wait until this collection officially launches.
So I've got to say, actually, you've just reminded me, I think it's Rebecca Davis. I think it's her card that I saw. She's done one of the samples, and she did this cutaway. And I thought, I'm going to have to do that because I absolutely love it. But what I was going to do is, as you saw, I was going to curl my sides. But actually, it wasn't working for me. So if you got, I don't know if she's posted it on I always want to say I'm a celebrity.
Oh!
I'm a celebrity, get me out of this. She's posted her makes on the I'm a Crafter's companion card. So I totally got my inspiration from this. So if she's, well, she is watching,
She's
send
watching.
it in.
Yeah.
Send it in so people can see where I got it, because it was such a beautiful card.
Yeah.
And
I know she will be sharing it on our group, so make sure you guys at home are joining our I'm a Crafter's Companion Facebook page, because I know that all the DT always share all of their makes, so I know she'll pop that into the group for you if she's not done already, so do keep an eye on that group. Yeah, always sharing so much inspiration, whether it's from you guys at home, whether it's from us here on the team or our DT as well. There's always so much inspiration. You're never going to be lost with an idea when it comes to us here at Crafters TV. Yes, we bring you the most incredible products, yep, at amazing prices, but really it is all about that inspiration. It's no good having all these gorgeous crafty goodies if you don't know what to do with them. So that inspiration is so, so important.
It is. I do like to, if I do take inspiration from someone's card, I will always say that I've done it, because well, credit where credit's due. They've come up with a fabulous idea, and I'm just fortunate enough to be in a place where I can show everyone. So if you have missed that one of Rebecca's, go back and have a look, because it is absolutely beautiful. But like I say, I was going to change it up a little bit. I can see why she went with this design, because it works better actually the way that she's done it. So let's pop this. I'm going to pop mine on a little bit of a foam pad.
Of course.
Of course.
How many foam pads will we get through today? Oh, that is the question.
It's almost like a challenge, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah. A lot of you guys watching at home will know me and Michelle are exactly the same when it comes to our foam pad uses. We love a little bit of dimension, shall we say, on our cards. So the amount of foam pads we get through, yeah, it's quite a few, shall we say. And believe you me, it's no different at home. The amount of foam pads I have to order is quite ridiculous. Foam tape, foam pads, every size of foam pad, every width of foam tape, yeah.
It's just a necessity, isn't it?
It is, it absolutely is. And you can see, especially when you pop in quite a dark background you've got there, and then you've got your dark characters onto that dark background, by popping them onto a foam pad, it really does bring them to life. It really does stand them proud from that background. It makes them pop that little bit more.
It really does, absolutely. So I'm not going to pop that on foam pads, but I'm going to pop both of my figures on foam pads. I've popped just a little bit of white behind that, just to, again, make it stand out, make it pop. I'm going to pop my star right there. Gorgeous. So that's going to go on. So I've got a couple of different foam pads here. So they're quite still big in that way, but this one's a lot deeper. So if I bring that in, can you see how you've got those two different depths of foam pad? So don't forget, you've also got that option as well to have different things on your cards at different heights with those foam pads. Just move
You
that.
will find foam pads as individuals or as collections over on the website as well. I know on the Shop the Day page you will find a collection of foam pads. We'll have a little look at them a bit later on, but if you're looking to stock up your foam pads, then a great time to do it. And of course, don't forget as well, we've talked about that amazing Labour Day sale, but we've still got our end of summer sale happening over on the website. Incredible savings of up to, we quite often say 70%, but this time around, amazing 80% savings you'll find as part of that summer sale. So if you're wanting to grab a bargain today, then definitely do check that out as well while you're over on the website.
Right, so I thought the perfect stamp sentiment is Rejoice, Christ is born.
Gorgeous.
I've popped it onto black, but what I've done is I've popped my white onto a foam pad, onto the black, rather than the whole thing onto foam pads. Again, just a bit of a different way to do it. And because I want it to sort of tuck under there, I've doubled up my foam pads on here.
Okay.
So then my star's just going to sit nicely just over the edge. And it's not going to affect that sentiment at all. So then I'm going to bring in my box. So I've already created this, just a 5x7 box. I'm going to pop my lid on. I've already put papers all around the edge. Let me pop that on properly. There we go. Sometimes I'm just all fingers and thumbs and don't get that done at all. So we're just going to pop that on there. It just gives you that lovely, if I turn it over, you've got that lovely lip on there. So let me I'll pop the glue onto the lid rather than the back of that piece of card. Because then I know I'm getting glue exactly where I need it to be. I'm going to turn it over, so I'm going to pop that there. I'm going to bring the box to this because then I can judge that I'm getting it right in the middle. If you do it the other way, you're not going to get it straight at all. So then, take that out, straighten that back up, and then what I can do is I can press my hand in to make sure that it's exactly where I want it to be. And the good thing about that collal is I can slide that about until I'm happy with it. It's not going to affect anything on the front because I've got a few foam pads. I haven't got anything that I'm going to damage by doing this. And then let's pop this back on. That last corner.
It's always the last one, isn't it?
It's because I'm putting it on a little bit wonky. You need to put it on a little bit more straight, don't you? There we go. So there we go. So a nice little lovely box with that gorgeous, just sort of building up a scene with those. This is just a gorgeous, simple but beautiful little die set. So if I turn that around for you, just a nice. So that's thanks to, I'm pretty sure it's Rebecca Davis. If she's still watching, let me know if this is yours. And if not, I'm going to have to go back and find the one who inspired me.
Oh, that is absolutely gorgeous. Using just a few elements from that collection, using some of those amazing papers from that paper pad as well. And it goes to show how easily you can create the most breathtaking creations with this collection. This is, of course, our Oh Holy Night range. This is launching tomorrow on Crafters TV, so not long to wait at all to be able to get your hands on this absolutely beautiful collection. This is just the most gorgeous collection that we'll be bringing to you for Christmas this year. Like I say, if you got that Bethlehem collection last year, this is actually going to work perfectly with that. You can mix and match some of the elements across the two collections. But if you weren't lucky enough to get your hands on that Bethlehem collection, then of course this is a completely standalone collection. You've got everything you needed included to actually get started crafting straight out of the box. You've got papers, you've got card, you've got all the dies, stamps, embossing folders, a real feast of crafty goodies when it comes to this amazing brand new launch. Now, we did see these featured in Michelle's first demo, and I have a funny feeling we'll be seeing them featured throughout the demos, throughout the whole day of foam pads. They are absolute crafty essentials, and this is a great pack because we're bringing you a collection of, my goodness me, 1,120 foam pads. about this amount of foam pads that me and Michelle get through in one day, but it should be lasting you guys at home an awfully long time when you've got that many foam pads. And what I love about this collection is that you've got a real range of different sizes and depths of your foam pads in this collection. So whether you're sticking your small little bits of decoupage or whether it's going to be your larger mats and layers, then you've got everything you need included as part of that incredible collection for just £7.50. Or if you're in platinum, it gets even better, just a tiny £6 or $15.60 for 1,120 wowzers foam pads. That's definitely a true essential when it comes to your adhesives. Now, I've shown you that amazing new collection. I know so many of you guys are saying how excited you are for that brand new launch. We've got Lynn Harvey's loving that first demonstration. Diane Hatch is saying, Michelle, you are so creative. Oh, Kathy's saying, Michelle, I wish I had your creative brain. I know she's amazing, isn't she? The ideas she comes up with are always absolutely incredible. Lois is saying, beautiful box. Thank you, Michelle. And all of the Rebecca has let us know it is her creation. She says thanks for recreating it, and she loves the idea of popping it on a box. So just goes to show how we're all inspired by each other, which is absolutely what it's all about. Now we're going to give you a few moments just to maybe check out your baskets or have a little look around that website, that Labour Day sale, and of course your end of summer sale as well. And while you're doing that, let's learn a little bit more about our amazing Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us
is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. Love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Hello and welcome back to Crafters TV. We are in the midst of our first look at the most stunning collection that's actually launching tomorrow here on Crafters TV. So not long at all to wait when it comes to this gorgeous collection. And this is our Oh Holy Night collection. I'm going to quickly take you through the designs because I know we want to get back over to Michelle as soon as we can for that next demonstration. That first box that she's created is an absolute stunner. So we want to get even more inspiration so we can start to whet those crafty appetites in time for tomorrow's launch. Now, this is the most gorgeous collection. Very traditional, very lovely in terms of all the colourways you're getting, very traditional, rich, opulent colours that you've got in that paper pad and cardstock. But if you are looking for something that's got a little bit more meaning when it comes to your Christmas makes, then this is going to be the one to go for because it is just absolutely gorgeous and traditional in terms of all the imagery that you're getting as part of this collection. So first up, we've got our gorgeous Let Us Adore Him die set. In fact, with this one, that we've got that inner cut-in die and that outer die means it's almost like a creator card, giving you lots of options. How amazing is the detail in there? Just absolutely gorgeous. Think of all your paper piecing as well for these. Next we come on to our Comfort of Joy, and again a very fine filigree die that we've got with that gorgeous design. Edgeables are included as part of this collection as well. This one being our gorgeous All Is Bright. Think of that maybe on the sides of a box lid. That would work absolutely terrifically. Embossing folders included as well. Look at that, are shining brightly. Think of all the different mediums that you've already got in your crafty stash that you're going to be adding on there. Maybe some of your sparkle, your gilding waxes as well. And to go hand in hand with that embossing folder, we've got a die which of course you could be placing into the middle of that embossed star. But like we've seen on that first demonstration, this is just a standalone die set. Whether you're using the detail or whether you're using the mat or not, use them separately, use them together. Lots of options with that one. Gorgeous stamps and dies included as well. Think of all the different colouring mediums you've got, like your alcohol pens, all of those tri-blends, your aqua pens. Colour that up, an absolute treat, and it's going to look beautiful. Then used to great effect in that first demonstration was our Nativity. Gorgeous silhouette dies that we've got in that die set. And then the sentiments are just absolutely beautiful. That's our Oh Holy Night. And then we do also have our gorgeous Silent Night. Lovely font on those. Very readable, but still very decorative too. And then finally, talking of sentiments, we've got all of our stamp sentiments included. Real mix of designs in there. Lots of different sentiments packed into that one stamp set. Then of course, we are going to have to bring to you the most gorgeous 12x12 paper pads. You are getting you're not getting 24, you're getting 36 sheets of 12x12 double-sided. These are all 180 GSM, the most gorgeous dual colour ways that we've got in here. You've got those really opulent, rich tones. You've got the flashes of gold, uncoated though, so you can take that a step further and bring in all your different finishes, whether it's going to be your gilded waxes, your glitters, your glossy highlights, or just leave them as they are so absolutely stunning. 6x6 version as well of that 12x12 pad, another 36 sheets there, and then to finish it off beautifully and tie everything together, you've got your linen card, 250 GSM, 24 sheets of that, the most beautiful colourways that of course are going to match in with that gorgeous paper pad, whether it's your 6x6 or whether it's going to be that lovely 12x12. The most gorgeous, breathtakingly stunning collection that you've got here. This is your Oh Holy Night collection. You're getting so much included, and it launches just tomorrow here on Crafters TV, so really not long to wait at all. But my tip would be for sure, this is going to be super busy. I think we're all loving this. All you guys in the comments are saying already, you are absolutely adoring this collection. So for sure, make sure you get in early. Tune into Wake Up Call. Grab yours first thing. I'd say I wouldn't really be waiting around to that launch day because believe you me, this is going to absolutely fly out the door. Now, to inspire you a little bit more, ready for when you get this collection home, let's go back over to Michelle for a next demonstration.
So I've picked, again, a couple. I'm always going to be picking the sentiment pack. I love this. They are just, I mean, our stamps are always relative to the collection, but this time they're absolutely brilliant. So if you're going to be using the star, you've got the stars are brightly shining. You saw me use Rejoice, Christ is Born with that die set where you're building up that little scene. So I just absolutely love this die set. So we're going to use that. I'm also going to use this because I think it's just, again, it's absolutely adorable. I've tried to cover as much as I can from this collection. So we're going to use that, and I love the fact that you've got the stamp and the die. So we're going to use the die first.
Makes it so easy, doesn't it? If you don't love fussy cutting, or if you just need a quick make, then you know you're going to get that perfect result, don't you, every time?
That's it. That's absolutely it. So I've got a piece of card, and we're going to make one of those...
Diorama.
Thank you. So it is 9 by 7 inches. I've got a 1 inch and a 2 inch scar, and then another 1 inch and a 2 inch scar there. So I've got a piece of this absolutely stunning is this paper pad. I mean, look at the imagery on that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to stick it down yet. I've just got a little bit of dotty, which allows me to keep it in place when I run it through my machine. Just lining that up. And then I'm going to decide where I want this, if I want it further down or a little bit higher up. I think I'm going to put it just a little bit higher up.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my tape to keep it in place. So just popping that there. I have used this a couple of times, so it shouldn't be as sticky because none of this is going to be waste per se. I do want to reuse that bit in the middle, but I'm going to use the back of it. So the less sticky I'm going to call it high-tack tape then. Sometimes it definitely is, isn't it? So just going to pop that on my plates and run it through. And I've specifically picked that particular piece of paper for this, this card that I'm going to make, and I'll show you why in a second. The gold on there almost looks like a little bit of foiling on there. It's not, but it is just that beautiful. It does pop that on there. It does look like it. So let's just take these off.
It's one of
Pop
those
these
you
into here.
You have to reach out and touch it, don't you? Because it really does look like it's been foiled. You sort of have to give them a little stroke. Go, oh no, it is completely matte and flat, but yeah, it does look foiled.
Absolutely, yeah. So, right, we're going to pop this. So now I'm going to glue this down here. And the reason that I popped it through the way that I have, let me see if I can peel that off very carefully, is because I want to use it, but I need to use the back of it.
Okay.
And the reason that I'm going to use the back of it is because I'm going to stamp onto the back of it. And the back piece, just rub that off because that's just where, there we go, that little bit of dotty. So I want to use the back of it, and the brilliant thing about this stamp and die is it's exactly the same if I flip it either way, so it's going to stamp on beautifully. I'm going to stamp that image onto it. I'm going to stamp it on in gold, so it almost looks like, so the front here I've still got that angel that you can see in that gold. I'm going to stamp the stamp on in gold, and it sort of ties through. It's going to make it look like it's just part of the paper, which is why I didn't glue it down to start with. So now we can glue this down.
We've had a brilliant comment come in from Rachel Brown, and this is giving me a bit of a chuckle. That die on its own without the stamp looks like a Frankenstein head outline, which I can see. Well, now
like
you've
the
said
bolts
that.
in his neck,
Yeah.
just about that. I love that.
So I tell you what I can see though, now looking at it, I can see a spaceman's helmet.
Yes.
Can you see that? Yeah.
I can,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, it can be anything you want it to be, but when we bring
Well.
that stamp into play, I think it'll make a little bit more sense. But that
Absolutely.
did make me chuckle.
Oh, do you know, not just a spaceman, but one of those deep sea divers.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
So just using the die and then colouring or drawing whatever behind it, actually, yeah, that's a great idea.
I tell you what, I can see now, if it was upside down, I can see a lovely vase or an urn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, we're creative on this Sunday morning, aren't we? Good grief.
It's funny, that's what I love. I love how we will all see something different in the same thing.
Oh, now it's on its side, I can see a fish.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Dory, keep on
Yeah.
swimming.
Oh, brilliant.
So I've got these, so my side pieces are 1 inch wide. So again, I've just gone down that, I think I've gone down 1/8 of an inch on these sides rather than 1/4 of an inch. So let's pop these on. These can be sort of drying while we go on to stamp that image on the back. So just making sure that they're all nice and straight across the top. Don't want one higher than the other. Pop this last one on. Again, we've done a paper pad where we're going to struggle to decide which side we want to use and which side we want to cover up. Sometimes I think, give me a paper pad where I don't have to make that decision. There we go. So I'm going to pop that to the side. So again, I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to rub that tiny little bit of dotted tape away. So the reason that I'm not using this side is because there's a lot of that gold imagery on there anyway. But when you flip it over, it's a more muted tone, a more muted pattern from the other side. So that one's going to be perfect to stamp on. So I'm going to do the same. When you've cut something down and there's no way that you can use your magnets, I know Debbie Fisher likes to use that spray. Stick and stay, stick and spray, or stick. It's one of them. I'll stick away. Stick and spray, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, repositionable one.
But I always tend to use a little bit of dotty because that side's getting glued down anyway. But that little bit of dotty just keeps it perfectly in place for me to be able to do what I need to do and not worry about magnets and holding it in place. So I'm going to pop that on there, and you can see it stayed. I've lifted that up, it hasn't moved at all. And I'm going to bring in my Midas gold. It's just going to tie in absolutely perfectly with all that gold that's already on there.
I've just had a thought, you know, and I've never tried this, and I don't know if any of you guys at home have tried this, and if you have, let us know if it works. You know our easy grip mat that we do, that you can pop on your mat to stop your ink pads moving around? I wonder if you cut that down and popped it into your stamping platform, if that would hold your cardstock in place.
I bet it would, you know.
I don't see why it wouldn't. Hey, we're going to have to try that. If any of you guys at home are like, yeah, Lily, we've done that, we've been doing that for months, let us know.
Yes.
Because, yeah, I think that could work.
I never even thought about that.
It's literally just come to me now.
Popped it, that's a great idea. I bet it would, because obviously it's made to stop things from moving. And I've had my cardstock on there before and it hasn't moved.
Yeah. Want to try out, that is for sure.
Yes, yeah, definitely. So you can still see that image. There you go. Look.
Yeah.
How beautiful is that? So let's pop this to the side. I mean, if you wanted to use this and then use your embossing powder and heat set that, it's going to make it stand out a little bit more if that's what you want. So we're going to bring this in because that's dry. I'm going to bring this piece back in as well because I'm going to pop it back on here. I'm going to do a tiny little bit of a white drop shadow from the top because the back, so this is the back, and so it's going to be 7 by 7 in size overall when it's done. I'm going to pop that, again, beautiful cardstock, and I'm going to pop that on a foam pad. So let's glue that together. So I'm going to bring in just my collal for this. Just give it a lovely little, not too much, just so that it stands out enough from the back of there. Let's glue this down while that's drying. So again, I could have used a full piece of pattern paper on the back, but I think that would have made it too busy. I need a little bit of plain so you can really focus on that stamp and die. So I don't know why, I just find it the easiest way. I always pop this together and then I will pop this through and decide where I want it. Some people pop it on first and then glue this on. There's no right or wrong way. Whichever you find easier to work with, then you do that. I think sometimes I do make things a little bit awkward for myself, which is what my mum always said. Why do you have to do things in such an awkward way. She never said it that politely either,
No.
can I just say?
Mums never do they?
But the thing is, I don't know, you just, if it works for you, it works for you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Even if someone else looks and are like, there's such a simpler way, and it's just, that is, I don't even think that's the point, is it? There might be a simpler way, but I pride myself in choosing the difficult way.
Yeah. I have to say that I do it exactly the same way that you do with the dioramas.
Yeah.
So maybe we're both doing it in an awkward way, but it's strength in numbers, eh? Strength in numbers.
There we go.
Dear.
So I'm going to pop a couple of foam pads on this, and then I always use my tweezers and find my place. So I've left enough room just at the bottom. We're going to stamp out a sentiment.
Okay.
So let me just find my tweezers. Again, I'm going to turn it to the side. See if I'm happy with that. Oh, I am. Just, there we go. So quite happy with that placement.
Looks good to me.
But just that little bit of white, if I lift it, you can see when you look at it straight on. Just that bit of white makes it stand out from the back. And then the last thing I'm going to do is we're going to bring in this gorgeous stamp set. And then I'm going to decide which one I want to use to go with what I've done. So 'tis the season to wish one another love, hope and joy. We'll go for that one.
It's a nice sentiment, isn't it?
Yeah. So let's bring in this piece of card. Just line that up there and pop that at the top. And then I'm going to stamp it out in the gold. Or am I going to stamp it out in the gold? Should I stamp it out in black?
Choices, eh?
I'll stamp it out in the gold. Because it's on that white, so it's still going to stand out anyway. It's always nice to stamp out your sentiments in this and then heat set it with your embossing powder.
Yeah.
Always looks lovely. So let's just line that back up. There we go. Bring that off. I'm happy with that. And then I'm just going to cut this strip. So I'm going to bring in just my little trimmer because I wanted to pop that all together first because I didn't know how high I was going to have it up. So pop that together first and then decide on sort of the depth and width of this.
And do you usually do it this way around? You usually stamp your sentiment first and then trim, or do you prefer to trim it and then stamp it onto
I tend to stamp my sentiment and then trim it.
Interesting.
I don't know. I think, yeah, I do. I tend to stamp it and then trim it. Because, I don't know, maybe I'm just doing it the awkward way round again.
No, it's interesting. It's going back to the way that we all do stuff different ways around, because I always trim first and then stamp, but it's no right or wrong, just whatever works best for you. And I think it's nice that we all have our different styles. We all do things different ways around. So you guys at home, find what works best for you. Maybe try out Michelle's way. If that works for you, then brilliant. If not, try out my way. Maybe that's going to work better for you. But it's all about personal choice, personal preference when it comes to crafting. If it works for you, then it's always going to be the right way.
I think that's it. I think the good thing is that we all do things so differently. So when people are watching, actually, one way might not work for them. They'll see one of the other craft experts do it in a totally different way, and then that way is going to work for someone else. So I love the fact that actually we all do things quite a little bit different. Right, so what I'm doing now is I want to have this curved on the front. So I've just got one foam pad in the middle. I am going to double this up, which is why I've left it quite long. It's allowed me to just give it a nice curve on the sides. So when I pop it on, it's just, again, it's going to really give you that lovely effect of it standing out. So let's press that down. And those are going in. And then what I'm going to do is I've just got a couple of these from that gorgeous, again, that die set. Let's pop a little bit of glue on here. So I'm going to pop some, dot it, try not to stick yours to the mat. And I'm just going to pop that one just underneath there. And then this one on this side is going to go there. I'm trying to use all the last remnants of, I've got so many Desert Tape pens with just a little bit left. I'm trying to use all the last little bits of those.
Oh.
And then, I didn't have a white one, but actually I might pop that black one in the middle.
Oh yeah, I like that actually, yeah.
So
Works for me.
Yeah. Pop that in the middle. And then, so 'tis the season to wish one another love, hope and joy. So if I stand that up and turn it round, oops, that way. I love that die. I love that you can cut that aperture out with that one.
Absolutely love that. Yet another stunning creation using this amazing brand new Oh Holy Night collection. I love seeing Michelle's demos. I love seeing that slightly different take on things, all those different card shapes that she brings in, the different boxes. You can get so creative with this amazing collection. But the beauty with this one is, because it is a true collection in the sense that everything is going to mix and match and coordinate together perfectly. If you are new to craft and you want to take things right back to basics, then it is so easy to get creating with this amazing range. Literally everything you need included as part of this collection to get making straight away. You don't need to mix and match anything else in with this range if you don't want to. But of course, if you have been crafting for some time, maybe you've got lots of other goodies in your crafty stash, then start to bring those into the mix and start to work with what you've already got. Perhaps you're going to be bringing in some of your metallic cardstocks and bringing in those gold and silver drop shadows. That's going to work brilliantly. Maybe you've got all your inks, all of your gilding waxes, all of your different colour and mediums, then absolutely bring those into the mix as well. But the beauty with this one is that you can use every single item standalone and you're going to get the most gorgeous makes with this collection. Whether it's going to be your cards, maybe it's going to be your home decor, scrapbook pages, your gift tags, your gift boxes, your gift bags, there is limitless possibilities when it comes to this amazing Oh Holy Night collection. I'd love to know actually, you guys at home, what is your favourite part of the collection? I know that's quite cruel to try and get you to choose, but I think for me, apart from everything, I think I'll have to go for that 12 by 12 pad, because honestly, I'm just going to quickly share with you the designs on this one because it is gorgeous, and we've got so many of you saying you are loving this pad as well. The fact with this one is that it's uncoated, which is amazing because it allows you to actually get in there and further enhance those designs if you want to. So maybe you've got some of your glitter glues and you're going to start to bring in some of that glitter onto that reflection that we've got there. Wouldn't that be amazing? Maybe you've got some of your metallic markers and you're actually going to pick out some of that gold faux foiling that we've got. That will work a treat. Maybe you're going to go in like Michelle did in that first demo and start to distress all of your edges. Perhaps it's going to be your gilding waxes, maybe even your gilding flakes, or just use them as they are and you're going to get the most gorgeous makes. Love the fact that it's double-sided, and what that means is that you've got a design on the front that's going to coordinate with the design on the reverse. So if you're wanting a more layered, more sort of intense design, then go for that front side. But if you need that more subtle, that more toned back, scaled back design, then go for the reverse. Whichever side you're going for, you have got the most gorgeous artwork. And artwork this truly is. You could literally be popping this in a box frame on the wall without doing anything to it at all. That is how gorgeous this artwork is. All of those colour tones are so rich, so opulent. They remind me of almost like jewels. You've got like your rubies, your amethysts in there. You've got your topaz, you've got that gorgeous peacock blue, all of your teals. Think of fussy cutting into these. Think of using it in 4 6x6s if you want to. Think of all the different possibilities you've got with this paper pad. And think as well of all the other items you've already got in your crafty stash. Maybe you've got our Christmas nesting dies from last year. Maybe you've got other sentiment dies, other sentiment stamps that you're going to mix and match. You don't just have to use this paper pad with the other items from the collection. Think of everything else that you'll be using this alongside, and it's going to make it go even further. I love that, almost like a burnt orange colour that we've got on there. Isn't that just absolutely breathtaking? So that is your paper pad. That's literally just one fraction of that amazing Oh Holy Night collection. Don't forget as well, you are getting it in that 6x6 form. So if you do favour those smaller cards, then that's going to work an absolute treat for you. And of course, we do also include the A4 linen cardstock, which allows you to have that beautiful colour coordination with your pattern papers and your fabulous cardstock as well. I'll show you a little bit later on. We will go through the boards again before the end of the show, but I'm just aware that Michelle's got lots of inspiration she wants to pack in before the end of the show, so we'll save the boards going through those again till a little bit later. But before we hop over to Michelle for that next demonstration, a few comments I'd love to read out. So many of you guys joined us this morning. I know you guys at home absolutely love our first looks. It's very exciting to have that little sneaky peek of a brand new launch. And the best thing about this one is it's only a day away. Launch is tomorrow here on Crafters TV, so not long at all to wait. So we've got Decoupage by Rupee's joining us, saying good morning. Emma Bailey saying this is a good idea. I'm loving this. Using the snow globe on top of that new box stencil that we brought to you just a couple of weeks ago would be lovely. Or Sandra Dundas is in saying good morning, Lily, Michelle, CTV crew, social media superstar. Sorry to be late. Necessary shopping done. Well, better late than never, Sandra, and still lots more inspiration coming up within this last hour of the show. Linda is in saying good morning, happy Sunday. Michelle Harris is absolutely loving that paper. Rebecca Davis is saying beautiful, Michelle, as well. And then talking about, do we stamp our sentiments first or do we cut it down to size first? Stephanie is saying she stamps first and then trims down to size, same as Michelle, because I said I trim my cardstock down first and then stamp, but horses for courses, whatever works best for you. Now, I did say Michelle's got lots more inspiration that she wants to share with you using this amazing Oh Holy Night collection. I think it's time to get over for that third demonstration already. Michelle, what have we got coming up?
So I am going to use the Oh Holy Night die sentiment. Again, I love these. They're a lovely size, so they can be just that on its own can be the absolute focal point if you want it to be. Nothing else on there. So if you're batch making, or if you do craft fairs and you just want to make a box of 10, 15 cards with envelopes, just having those sentiments on there. You don't necessarily need anything else. It means that you can batch make and get a lot more made up. But I'm also going to love this one. So I'm also going to use this. So let me pop it out. I love this die. It's absolutely gorgeous. The paper piecing on this, popping it onto some acetate and colouring to give you that stained glass window effect is just... It's just this is like heaven in a die, is this particular one. So what I'm going to do is I've got my black card and we're going to cut it out of that. So I'm going to bring in my small plate. I'm just going to tape that in place and we'll run that through. It gives you the most beautiful outline, it really does. So again, if you're just popping it onto some acetate, well, I'm saying just, you're going to pop it onto some acetate and you're going to colour behind. Don't just use black. I know black's traditional, but I always, I know I keep saying it, but the one that you always tend to reach for, actually put it down and think to yourself, what actually else is going to work? So I die cut this out in white first, and then I thought to myself, actually, that's going to look lovely in black. So I've redone it in black. So we all do the same thing. We all pick it up and just go for the same colours, the same inks, the sort of, maybe even the same kind of card bases. So let me just be very, you can see how delicate it is, but look how beautiful that has cut. So what I've done is I've just trimmed down a piece of the card from the, again, just that gorgeous linen. So we're 3.5 by 4.5 in size. Very carefully, I'm going to put some dotty tape on the back of that. I'm going to bring in one that's got a little bit more on it, and then we'll pop it on to that orange.
Tell you, that would work lovely cutting your black Centura pearl, wouldn't it? It'd give you a look of almost like on your stained glass windows when you've got your lead piping, to have that little bit of gloss. I think that worked beautifully. Yeah,
it absolutely would look lovely.
I cannot believe how delicate and detailed that die is. It literally looks like a stamped image. It is that fine. It is absolutely incredible.
It is. I love this. This is the first thing actually that I made when I got this collection.
That's really funny you say that, because when I got mine, that was the very first die I cut as well. Isn't that funny?
It is. It's just beautiful though, isn't it?
But the thing is as well, yes, it's incredibly detailed, yes, it's very decorative, but honestly, when you got your Gemini 2 machine, for me, it was first pass through the machine, it cut literally like a hot knife through butter, the most crisp, clean cut, absolutely incredible. That level of detail. I mean, when we first started die cutting and all the dies we had were just basic nesting shapes, you could not imagine how far die cutting would come to be able to get something that is that detailed and intricate. It really is incredible.
It really is. We were saying that the other day. There's some of the dies that we have. In a million years, you would never attempt to do that freehand.
Oh no, good grief, no.
So I'm going to pop it back on there. I'm going to run it back through. I've got some of my Nina card stock that I'm going to cut it out with, because what we're going to do is we're going to colour it in.
Oh, nice.
So I've got some of my Tri-Blend brush pens. We're going to paper piece it, but we're going to colour it as well.
Great suggestion coming in from Anne. How about silver matte mirror or the precious metal cardstock? Yep, that would look like the leading in stained glass. That's a great idea. Love that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So if you've got our paper piecing sheets, hold and release sheets, then you can be using this. But this one, you know, most of the pieces are quite big, that even if you don't, you're still going to be able to do the lovely paper piecing effects. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to bring that one in first. So I'm going to use my tacky glue for this. I just find this is the best, because I've got it in that lovely fine nib bottle. What I can do is I can get right in there to pop this in. So just, there's something so satisfying about doing this.
Oh, I love paper piecing. Absolutely love it. I could sit for hours and hours and hours paper piecing. I know some people love it, some people are not so much of a fan, but for me, oh, it's lovely. Lovely technique.
Definitely. I just absolutely adore it. It's just a lot of fun. The ones that are coming out, I'm going to pop them. Just going to tip that up so I can see. I want that little corner piece. Just going to get that piece as well.
Talking of hold and release sheets, I've been trying to go through my crafty stash a little bit, trying to sort out little bits and bats, and those hold and release sheets, I don't know how I've ended up, well, I do know how I've ended up with quite so many, because I got quite carried away and ordered quite a few. But the amount of those that I've been finding, blimey, it's brilliant. I was like, right, I can be using these again. Yeah, I think I got a little bit excited when we first launched them and ordered quite a few and then put them away in a very safe place. Thought I'd run out, but no, they're all there. All ready to be used.
Put them away safe.
Yeah, that very safe place where I can never remember where it is.
No, I'm exactly the same. I put something away safe last week and it was for my shows this weekend. Could I find it? Could I? Heck. But it was all right, because I was coming up that day early to do some prep because of those train strikes. And I get it, you know, I get why they're doing it, but just don't do it on the days where I have to travel.
Well, it ended up as a good thing for us because it meant that Michelle was then up on the Friday, so we got to see you a day early. So for me, it was a good thing.
I'll pay you later.
Yeah, thank you. In paper pads, of course. The only payment I accept, craft stuff.
Right, so I'm just going to pop those a few in for now. I'm just checking I've got the right colour. Let me just find, I used a yellow. I need my light yellow. Bear with me 1 second.
And they're quite large pieces that we've got in that design. So if you are new to paper piecing, or perhaps you've never given it a go before and you're wanting that way in, then this is going to be perfect because there's no really, really fiddly pieces. They are quite large areas. So a fairly easy one to paper piece, that one actually.
It really is. You can colour these in before you paper piece them in, or you can do it afterwards. You can see I'm doing it a little bit at a time. I've popped those few pieces in because I know that they're all sort of the yellow that I want to colour in. So let's just colour it in as we normally would with our pens. But what I like about the brush pen actually, it almost gives you that stained glass window effect anyway once it's dried. So just, it is so hard to speak once you start colouring, isn't it?
You start to go into that colouring coma, don't you?
Yeah.
You can't think about anything else. What colour are you using here? Is this I want to say gold yellow blend?
I am.
There you go.
I did use my light yellow on the earlier one, but I don't have a light yellow with me. So I'm going to go for the gold yellow. It's still giving you exactly the same effect. It's just a little bit darker.
I do like that. Looks lovely.
Lovely. I love colouring with the brush ones. I think I must admit now, I think I pick these up a little bit more often than my other ones. I just love the softness of the bristles when you're colouring with this one.
It's almost like they almost blend themselves, don't they? Because they are so soft and it's so easy to lay down that colour. It's
Absolutely.
very easy, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. So just colour that one in as well. And again, what I love about this is you're not overwhelmed by the amount that you have to colour in. What you're going to be able to do is colour those in little bit by little bit, especially if you're a beginner. I love the fact that I will find the hole for that one. There we go. I love the fact that you've got small spaces to perfectly practice your colouring in and you don't get overwhelmed. Because I think when you stamp out a big image or you've got a big image, it's like, where do you start?
Yeah.
And maybe not that calmly either. Oh my God. So let's pop this one in as well. I obviously won't do all, I absolutely could. I could stand here for the next hour and do this.
I'll be very jealous, so I have to say, very, very jealous. Stephanie's saying, brilliant idea, Michelle. You don't have to cut a zillion different colours of paper. True, yep, you can literally just have your Nina cardstock, then you can just colour them using your pens, and you don't need to have all of those colour coordinating sheets of cardstock. Just using your Nina, you can see that finished result is just absolutely beautiful. And I think you guys at home, when you get this collection home, when you start recreating this technique, you will absolutely love doing this one.
Definitely. This one and the other one, that again is very similar to this. Obviously it's a different image, but both of these are perfect for the stained glass window effects, be it on your acetate or just with your colouring. If you like to colour with your ink pads like I do, or your watercolouring with your aquas, these two you're just going to absolutely adore.
Certainly are.
So have I gone? Yeah, dark. So I'll colour this last bit in, and then I am still talking, just very, very slowly now.
Yeah. Oh, this is looking beautiful, but nice and easy to do, especially with your tri-blends. It really
is. It just comes together so lovely. And what I like about this is you paper piece bits in, the way I've done it, I paper piece bits in and then I colour it. So it comes together bit by bit and it just looks fabulous.
Oh, wow.
So carrying on to colour it all in. Obviously, she's in blue. And I learned it last week from Becky why she's always in blue.
Go on.
Because apparently, back in the day when they used to create all these paintings, blue was the most expensive. So she, of course, the Virgin Mary is going to be in blue because it made her stand out from everyone else, and rightly so.
Gosh, I never knew that. That's interesting.
Well, that's what Becky told me. Sometimes I think to myself, oh my God, that's such an interesting fact. And then I think to myself, Becky told me that. Maybe I'll just Google it and check.
Becky knows all sorts. I trust her completely.
Random stuff.
Yeah.
So, right, what we're going to do is we're going to use this one. I've got a piece of black that I've cut, and we're going to matte and layer that onto there. So let me just open my glue back up. That always helps.
It does, doesn't it? But we've all been there.
And then let's pop that onto here.
That really does make those beautiful colours pop, doesn't it? That black border. Amazing.
It does. It absolutely does. And the fact that obviously I've die cut it in the black as well. I just felt the black, like you were saying, those stained glass window effects, they have got the black lead, haven't they? So it just felt right to do it. Right, so let me just pop that there. I'm going to bring in, it's just a 6x6 card base, and I actually made it myself. So I cut a square of card 6x6. I cut another one 6.5 by 6, and I've just got that 1/2 inch tab. Now I glued my tab on the inside because I always put an insert, and I always tend to glue my insert here. So you're never going to see that that tab. So that's how I always tend to make my card bases. If I don't have any card bases at home, I make all of my own.
Yeah, I have to say I'm exactly the same. It just gives you so much more freedom, doesn't it? You can make your cards exactly the size that you want to.
It does, absolutely. So using again that orange, that gorgeous orange from that linen cardstock. Again, I've matte and layered another black piece of card on top. And then I've got just one of the pieces of paper. It doesn't matter which bit you pick, absolutely. I love the fact that we've got all these mandalas on these. It just works wonderfully well.
I think there's definitely elements of these papers, if you snip into them a little bit more cleverly in terms of how you're cutting them down, I don't think they always have to be Christmas, all of these, you know. I think some of these, if you snip into it so you've just got the mandala section showing, I think you could be using these all year round, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I think we, the royal we obviously, I think we do that really well. I think there's always lots of elements in all our pads that actually snip them down, they're going to work for so many things, and I think that's what we want as well. Not just from our dies and things, that we want them to be able to do more than one thing. I think a paper pad as well, if you can get so much more use out of a paper pad than just what it's for, then it, as crafters, it justifies why we buy it. It gives us those extra excuses.
Yeah, and that extra excuse to buy maybe multiples of the paper pad.
Yes.
This one's my Christmas one, this one I might use for every day. This is my one to just sit and stroke. Oh yes, I mean I've currently only got one of the paper pads, but I think my order will be going in first thing tomorrow to get multiples. Need more, that is for sure.
Yeah, and even besides the fact that you do have the religious aspect on these, again, there's lots of elements in there that don't have to be overly religious. If you aren't overly religious, you're still going to get lots of use out of this.
Yeah, I mean you've got the star embossing folder, all your star dies, they're edgeable there. They don't say religious or traditional if you don't want them to be. I mean, use some funky colourways and those could be totally modern if you want them to be.
That's it. So I'm going to use my dotty. I'm going to be very careful because this is really delicate.
Again, it's another die that looks like a stamp. It's that delicate, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. If you struggle using your dotty on these, then don't. Use your tacky glue, either put a little bit on your glass mat or on your hand and sort of tap it in. Because they can be quite delicate. And I think when you get into the end of a dotty or a normal tape pen, it doesn't run as freely. You got that little bit of extra effort that you have to put in. So either use a new tape pen because it just runs easier, or use the glue method. So let me just turn that over. Pop a little bit of glue on that so it fits over. There we go. And then just deciding where I want to pop it.
Choices.
Just there.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to worry too much about that because obviously I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on there. But as long as I bring it in and it's not going to get caught over the edge, I don't need to worry that I've not glued that bit down. If you want to glue it down and you want to use our 3D glue gel or a chunky glue, as Debbie calls it, then you absolutely can. You're going to see it, but I think what you would do is, if you've got a blob of chunky glue under there, pop a little bit of glitter, sprinkle a little bit of glitter on the top of it, and it disguises it. It's going to make it look more like a glitter gem on there rather than a lump of glue. But I'm not going to do anything more to that. If I had some gems, I'd probably pop 3 there. But if I turn that round.
Oh my goodness, that is absolutely beautiful. Look at that, look at the colouring. That's
this is a very mindful project. The die cutting, then the paper piecing, and then the colouring. As you saw, I lost the ability to speak doing this one.
And that rarely happens, believe you me. Oh, there
Don't
you
know
go.
what you mean.
No. Slight slip of the tongue there. But honestly, that is the most gorgeous card. Oh my goodness me, what a stunning collection this is. So many of you guys at home loving this collection, and of course, absolutely loving Michelle's demos. These are just absolutely beautiful inspirations that she's bringing to us here. Stephanie's saying it's amazing, Diane's loving it, as is Lynn Harvey. Hazel's loving it, Sarah Brown, she's saying Michelle is so talented. I know, she's incredible, isn't she? Stephanie's loving it, as is Trisha, and Crafty Stacey Lewis saying, wow, that colouring is just, she has no words, and quite frankly, me neither. It is absolutely gorgeous. Now, this is our Oh Holy Night collection. First look today, but it is launching here on Crafters TV tomorrow, so literally just a few hours to wait. And like I said earlier, my top tip for sure is to make sure you get in nice and early for that wake-up call, because believe you me, this is going to be flying out the door. This is going to be so popular because you've seen how absolutely breathtakingly stunning this collection is. This is the most absolutely beautiful traditional range of items, crafty goodies that we are bringing to you in our Oh Holy Night collection. First up, we've just seen it in that demo, it's our gorgeous Comfort and Joy. The detail, yep, that is a die, not a stamp, but the detail within that die is quite frankly outrageous, just amazing. Similar sort of style when it comes to our fabulous Let Us Adore Him. Think of doing that exact same technique that Michelle's just shown us with your paper piecing and your colouring. That would work incredibly with that same die set as well. Next up, gorgeous embossing folder. Of course, you can be using this for everyday or for less traditional makes if you so choose. To go hand in hand with that embossing folder, we have got our gorgeous Star of Wonder die. Beautiful detail in that inner die, and you've also got your matte die. Use them together or use them separately. That choice is completely down to you. Next up, we've got that gorgeous edgeable die, our All Is Bright. Another one that you could be paper piecing as well. But I'm thinking as well, all of you dropout pieces that you've got from that gorgeous edgeable, use those in your shakers, and that's going to work an absolute treat and no waste, which we absolutely love. Next up, we saw this in our second demonstrations, our Away in a Manger. Stamp and die included with this one. Beautiful imagery, very traditional once again that we've got with that one. Next up, we've seen this featured a couple of times already. It's definitely going to be one that you'll be using day in, day out with your Christmas crafting. That's our Nativity, gorgeous sort of finishing touch dies that we've got in that collection. Next up, our gorgeous Oh Holy Night die, that beautiful script font with those extra embellishments, works amazingly drop shadows like we've just seen. Then we've got our Oh Holy Night Silent Night, beautiful once again in terms of that really swirly font, but it's going to work perfectly for all of your Christmas makes. Even more sentiments, but this time in stamp form, a real mix of different sentiments we've got in here. Very traditional in their look and feel, but they're going to be ones that you'll be using alongside all of your other elements within the collection. And then of course we're bringing to you the most stunning paper pads. 6x6, all double-sided, 36 sheets in total. Love the fact that it's uncoated as well. And then we're bringing to you the 12x12 inch form, another 36 sheets there, 180 GSM, double-sided once again. And then finally we have got our absolutely gorgeous linen cardstock, 24 sheets this time around. That lovely linen weave, really soft finish on there in all of those jewel tones. Aren't those colour tones so rich and opulent? But of course they will be working an absolute treat alongside both of your paper pads. That is your complete Oh Holy Night collection. It's launching tomorrow on Crafters TV, so really not long to wait at all before you can get your mitts on this amazing range. All of those items are going to work together absolutely beautifully to give you the most stunning creations for Christmas. Now, we do have lots going off over on the website this weekend as well, of course. We've got that Labour Day sale. We've got that amazing offer on our Gemini 2 machine. If you're going for that all this weekend or tomorrow, ending midnight tomorrow, when you go for your Gemini 2 machine, we're going to be emailing you a £20 or $20 voucher before the 6th of September, which makes that deal even better. And of course, we've still got that amazing end of summer sale happening. Amazing savings of up to 80%. I nearly said 70 because that's quite frankly what it usually is, but 80% savings as part of that end of summer sale. So definitely something to check out over on the website. And while you do just that, we're going to go for a quick break. We'll be back for one more demonstration, and then we can squeeze in another one before the end of the show. So we'll see you in just a couple of moments.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Should be coming in. Should be coming. What does she do? Exactly how he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comfort of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate.
Thinking, Joe, it might not work as well because I've put too much. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place. Because I have a way of words that I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry. Yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Mosby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You're right.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkling, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
I went to reach for the water and, you know, do the tapping with the and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami. I've got some.
Honestly, it'll never grow old watching that clip. I'm sorry, Michelle. I remember when it happened live, and the thing is, we've all done it, but I'm lucky enough to have never done it on air. But I've done it quite a few times at home, that is for sure. But yeah, we do love having a little giggle, don't we?
Well, I can't do it anymore because I've got my lovely little my little cup. We use it it's here. Mm-hmm. Everyone uses this every day, so it's not just me. It's always here. We're always safe, thank you very much.
Well, unless you take the lid off, which I remember a craft along a few weeks ago, she had the lid off and everyone at home was on the comments saying, Michelle, put that lid back on.
It's because I had my big brush and my big brush didn't fit. But there was, you know, it was fine. We got through it, and I put the water right at the other side of the studio, so all was good.
Okay, well, we're going to have time for one more demonstration in just a moment. I'm hoping there's no water pots involved because we've got through 3 fabulous demonstrations with no spillages. Can we make it a 4th? We shall see in just a moment. I can see the ink pads are out, but I can't see any water, so I'm hoping we should be all right. Of course, though, this is our first look show. I know so many of you at home really do look forward to these shows because it gives us a little sneaky peek of something that's going to be launching very, very soon. It gives you sort of like that little bit of inspiration, that little bit of excitement ready for when that launch does roll around. You know that you're going to be getting in early for this one and getting your hands on that launch. And it's an opportunity for us here as well to share with you even more inspiration. And let's be honest, that's something we can never have too much of, that is for sure. This one is all about that absolutely stunning Oh Holy Night collection. The most gorgeous traditional range of stamps, dies, paper pads, everything that we know and love and expect from one of our traditional collections here at Crafters Companion. And my goodness me, we have thrown absolutely everything into this collection. There is everything you need to make the most beautiful traditional, really breathtaking creations with this range. And this is launching tomorrow here on Crafters TV. So not long at all to wait to get your hands on this one. And I know that a lot of you will be taking my advice and getting in nice and early on that wake-up call and making sure you're adding this to your baskets, get them checked out and getting this on its way to you, because believe you me, you'll have so much fun when you're playing with this one. Now, I did say we've got time for one more demonstration, just under half an hour left on this first look show this morning. So I think it's time that we hop back over to Michelle and got a little bit more inspiration.
So I'm going to use the Shining Brightly folder. So it's a 2D embossing folder. It's just gorgeous, so let's pop this out. So it's a 5x7, and I have got a piece of card and I've popped mine down to 7.5 by 7 inches. I've got a 1/2 inch tab scored at each side. This is obviously, it's not going to be as wide. So I'm going to pop it right in the middle because we're going to create a lovely bow front with this.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm just lining that up, sort of judging I've got it equal at both sides, which I have, and we will pop it through. So 2D embossing folder, again, it has a different plate combination to a 3D. So for the 2D, it's just your 2 main plates.
Okay.
So your 2 outside plates, and pop that through. If that doesn't quite work for you, you want a little bit more emboss, pop an extra shim of card in. I think if you add an extra plate in, well, it's entirely up to you. Have a little bit of a play. If you add an extra plate in, it will either work or it won't go through your machine. But again, have a little play with how much sort of emboss that you want to get on it. But if I lean that up, look at that.
Nice.
You
Look at
don't need to add extra shims in, even though I'm saying only a 2D. Our 2D embossing folders are just absolutely gorgeous. So I've got some of my Duet ink pads. So I've picked my Sunrise Glow, I've got my Lemon Meringue, I've got Midnight Mist. I might not use that yet, but it's there just in case. And I've got my Sweet Clementine. So all I'm going to do is we're just going to ink this up. So let me just move all of my lids. And then we're going to start. So it's entirely up to you. You can start with the lighter one and go darker. You can start with the dark and go lighter. I don't think it really matters. I think it's whatever you want to create. So I'm going to go with my lightest and I'm going to pop that in the middle. And I love these because they don't go down so gently. So sometimes when you're using some of your other ink pads, you can get those, you can be, if you're like me, you can get those little marks from your, what are the dauber? From your ink dauber. That word will never naturally come to me. I could do with having it tattooed on my hand or something.
Dauber!
But with these, even if you're not using these brushes, with these, they go down, because you've got that chalky effect, they go down so gently that you don't need to worry about anything like that. So just going round the outsides of that lemon meringue. These are the ink pads that make me very hungry.
The names are fabulous, isn't they? We've got things like raspberry ripple as well. Oh,
yes.
Delicious.
I know, we've got Sweet Clementine over there, which we're just about to use.
Mind you, in our Harmony range, we've got our plum jam, which always makes me hungry as well. Plum jam. Ooh.
The pale fig though as well. Just anything that's got a food word in the name.
See, that makes me think of fig rolls. Oh, do like a fig roll.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, I love those.
Not had a fig roll in years.
No. Gosh, now I'm thinking about all the biscuits that I like.
Oh, yeah. So Sunday afternoon, it's sort of biscuit sort of time, isn't it? Cup of tea and a few biscuits.
That's it.
Perfect crafting snack, that is for sure. As long as you don't spill your tea, that is.
That's it, that's it.
Or if you're doing a bit of watercolouring, you don't dip your paintbrush in your tea instead of your painting water. We've all done that. Honestly, the amount of times I've done that is beyond a joke, shall we say. And I try and be good, and I try and have my drinking drink tautology there on one side, and then my painting water completely over to the opposite side of the desk, but I still manage to do it.
Oh, yeah. It's easy done, isn't it? Well, it is if
you're us.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a polite way to say that, but just like that.
No.
If you're us. So you can really, really go in and build this up a lot more. I've just added a tiny little bit of that midnight mist round the edges. I'm just going to add a little bit more of that sweet clementine.
And now I think we're all singing in our heads now, aren't we?
We are.
Do, do, do.
Let's add a little bit more on there. Right, let me pop the lids on these and move them to the side, because I'm quite happy with how, where I've got to with that. So let me just...
I mean, if you use a different ink pad, say if you're using your shimmer inks or maybe your opaque pigment ink pads, you're going to get a totally different effect. So it's just going to give you even more options with this embossing folder.
Totally. So all I'm doing now is on the edge of the desk, because it's a huge piece of card, there's no aperture in there or anything. I'm just on the edge of my desk, just dragging it down like you've seen me do before. It just allows that card to naturally curve, rather than me trying to force that curve on it and creating a bit of a crease in there, which we don't want. I will always pop it on the edge of my desk. Just allows it to go naturally where it doesn't want to go. So I've just got a couple of pieces of the card, paper, just trimmed down, and I'm going to pop those on the edges, but very quickly I'm going to trim those just a little bit thinner, because I think they're a bit thick. I've done roughly about an inch. I think they need to be just a little bit thinner. I'm just going to trim that off quickly at the do. That's a lot better.
Nice.
So I'm more than happy with that one. I love this little trimmer.
I've not got one yet, and I'm thinking I probably do need to get one, because everyone on the team seems to be singing its praises.
It's one of my favourite pieces of kit. I mean, I love our guillotine. Nothing cuts through mount board like our guillotine. But when you just want to trim something really quickly, I always reach sort of for that.
And again, it's different tools have different jobs, don't they? They do a different thing. It's not a case of it's either trimmer or guillotine. I think it's a case of you get both and they both have different uses.
That's it. Absolutely.
You have to have everything, let's be honest. You know what I'm like.
We do. It's just, it would be rude not to have everything. So, just letting that dry. I'm going to bring this in. So again, I've die cut out this Star of Wonder. But what I've done, because you've got those two dies in there, I've die cut that out in the lovely gold mirror, and I've die cut that one out again in the orange that comes in the pack. How beautiful does that look? And what I absolutely love is the fact that it fits in the middle of there absolutely perfectly. So you can use them together or separately. This embossing folder and this, it's you know, entirely up to you. The fact that it sits in there and fits wonderfully, it's just a bonus. So I'm going to use my red liner tape on this. So just going to trim that to the bottom. So normally when we do a bow front, I've got an extra piece of card that I will sort of pop this round. But I think I do that more if I've got an aperture in the middle. Okay. So if I've got an aperture in the middle, I tend to do it that way, because then you're going to be able to see through to the back, because you can't see through to the back on this. I don't necessarily need an extra piece of card. I can just pop it on the front. And to be honest, so I've done it in extra inch, which is really, really big. I think you at home, you would probably only need a half an inch for that. So let's, although I suppose it depends on how big you want it.
Yeah.
If you want it that big, then absolutely go for it. Oh, because what you could do actually, you could, with it being this big, you could pop a tea light behind it.
Oh, yeah.
Pop a tea light behind it. If you run that back through with the die and you cut the die, the star out of the middle, then you've got that lovely glow coming through.
Oh, yeah, I like that idea.
So that would be nice. All these ideas that come to you when you're putting something together, isn't it?
Yeah.
So just very carefully bringing that to that side. And because I'm with my red liner tape, it's going to grab instantly, and I don't need to worry. Oh, you could pop a little box lid under there, glue it to both sides, and then you can pop a little tea light in there. I'm giving myself all sorts of ideas now.
That's the beauty of when you start playing, isn't it? All the ideas just start to flow.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've stamped out the stars are brightly shining, and again, if I bring in that lovely stamp set, where's it gone? I've got it here somewhere. Here it is. There literally is a stamp in here for every item in this collection. So this one, Stars Are Brightly Shining, absolutely works perfectly on this one. So again, I've left this nice and long because I want to pop it on there and I want it to curve round as well. But as you can see, that's standing out way too much. We need to, so I've stamped it out with, I think I used the Sweet Clementine to stamp it out with. The Stars Are Brightly Shining. So let me bring in the correct ink pad. So I'm just going to go, in fact I didn't, I used the Sunrise Glow because I can see now when I've opened that's the one I've done. So we're going to take that starkness away because it's not going to work on my card. So adding that to it, look how much better it ties in.
Yeah.
So let's pop that to the side, and then we're going to pop this on here as well. So again, because I've got such curve at the front, I'm going to curve these edges as well. Just on those two bigger ones, it's going to allow it to follow it just a little bit more. Again, I've done a full inch extra in size, so you at home will probably not go that big, unless it's for maybe a table decoration, something like that, and then you go into. So dotty tape pen on the back of this, very carefully. Always stick myself to everything. So just going to line that up on there. There we go. How gorgeous does that look?
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Isn't it beautiful? So you can either glue it flat or on a foam pad. Would you like to guess which I'm going to do?
Could it be a foam pad by any chance?
Foam pad, absolutely.
I mean, you could glue it flat, but really, are you going to? No. Get the dimension on there, come on.
Definitely, so popping that in the middle.
Oh, amazing.
And because they're
Such
curving
impact.
round, matching. And the same with this, I'm not going, these are the thinner depth foam pads that I'm using here. It goes beautifully round the curve of that card. And again, just using my bone folder just to create that. We're going to pop that just on there. Let me just lift that up so it's just over the edge. And there we go. Again, I don't feel like it needs some gems.
No.
Absolutely, go to town. But I don't feel it needs gems and ribbons. But if I turn it round and stand that up, it's such a beautiful embossing folder.
It certainly is, and the beauty is in that simplicity. Just bringing in a few of your inks, the die cuts one of your stamp sentiments, and you can get the most impactful card. But because all the hard work has been done in the design of those dies, in the design of the stamps, the embossing folders, the papers, you know that you can get the most gorgeous finished results quite quickly and easily. But if you do want to go to town and you want to bring in all your embellishments that you've maybe already got in your crafty stash, all of your different, maybe your glitter glues, your paste, all those mixed media items, all of those embellishments, absolutely you have got the choice to do that as well. But in order to create the most breathtaking makes, like Michelle shared with us throughout the course of this full first look show this morning, you're going to need to get your hands on this Oh Holy Night collection. Of course, this is our first look, but there is not long to wait at all when it comes to this one, because it launches just tomorrow here on Crafters TV. Make sure you're setting those alarms, getting nice and early. It will be live on the website for Wake Up Call, so you know that you can get in nice and early, secure that purchase, and then just sit back, enjoy the demos throughout Wake Up Call and that official launch day here at 3 p.m. UK time. And you know that as soon as you get this home, you'll be getting creative straight out of the box. You'll be having the most fun playing with all of these amazing crafty goodies. Now, we saw them featured in that last demonstration with Michelle. Our Duet ink pads are some of the most gorgeous ink pads. They are the latest and greatest when it comes to our ink pad family here at Crafters Companion. And these are going to give you the most beautiful matte chalky finish to all of your inky techniques. Beauty with these is that they are a hybrid ink, and they'll actually oxidize with water as well to give you that lovely oxidized chalky finish with these fabulous ink pads. Really ergonomic as well when it comes to that design. You've got that wider, broader end at one side, so if you need to apply a lot of area to a larger area, then that's going to be ideal. Then you've also got that really fine point on that other end as well. So if you need to get into those finer details, then that's going to be absolutely ideal for that. These are the most gorgeous ink pads. The colourways are beautiful as well, and they are going to give you fabulous results, whether you're inking your edges, whether you're going over your embossed designs like we've just seen. You can even stamp and heat emboss with these. Maybe it's going to be a letter pressing with that amazing star embossing folder. So many techniques you can do with these. Amazing for blending and layering. But you're getting 10 ink pads as part of this collection for £36 or $52. That's £3.60 or $5.20 for each ink pad. And these aren't small size ink pads, these are your full size ink pads. The colourways you are getting, first up, our gorgeous Awakening Forest. And then we come on to our beautiful, very nice and bright and vibrant, that is our Spring Buds. We've seen it in that last demonstration. It's our gorgeous Sunrise Glow next. And then, yes, it does get us all singing our Sweet Clementine. Then we have our fabulous Rosy Apple, just a gorgeous red tone that we've got with that one. And then, of course, it's got to be my absolute favourite. I do love my pinks. I was using this just the other night. It's our Raspberry Ripple. Yep, I do want an ice cream now, that is for sure. Then we have got our Soft Heather, that lovely purple. We've seen it again in that last demonstration, our Midnight Mist. Then we come on to our Waterfall. And then finally, it's our lovely Sailor's Wake. All of those 10 different colourways that we've got as part of our Duet ink pad selection is coming to you today for a Platinum Club price of £36 or $52. They work so well for lots and lots of different techniques. Now, we've had 4 amazing demonstrations throughout the course of our first look show this morning, and I think it's time that we give you guys at home plenty of time to get your votes in, because let's be honest, it's going to be a pretty tough one because they're all absolutely stunning. Let's get that vote started for demo of the show.
Right, so number 1 is the box I did first, inspired by the gorgeous Rebecca. So number 1. Number 2 was that lovely aperture front. Number 3 is that gorgeous stained glass window effect. And then number 4 is the one that I've just done with that embossing folder.
Wowzers, 4 absolutely incredible creations, all something a little bit different with all of those, which is what I absolutely adore about Michelle's demonstrations. It's going to be a tough one, but get those votes in for demo of the show, and we'll be announcing the winner in just a few minutes' time. Now, of course, it's a very exciting show whenever we bring to you a first look, but there's also an awful lot going off over on the website this weekend. Over in the US, I'm sure you guys at home will know, it is Labor Day weekend, so we've got to celebrate that with an amazing Labour Day sale. You've got savings of up to 70% when it comes to that Labour Day sale. And I love the fact that you've got so many different items included in that sale. You've got your machines. Oh, that Rose Gold Junior is still in stock. Oh, your foil press machine is part of that sale. You've got real essential items like your heat tool. You've got your glass cutting mat as well. That's fantastic to have it included in the sale. You've got wow, you've got, oh gosh, glass cutting mat is already sold out. We've got the other size though, so you're going to have to be quick on some of these because we do have some low stocks. It does end at midnight tomorrow, but of course with some of these, like we say, it is stock versus clock. So if you do want to go for some of those lower stock items, you're going to have to get in before tomorrow. Now, as if it wasn't good enough to have those items included in our Labour Day sale, we do have a separate sort of promotion that goes hand in hand with that, and it's all about our Gemini 2 machine. Now, if you've not treated yourself to a Gemini 2 machine yet, well, first question is, why on earth not? Because it is absolutely amazing. It's the best die cutting machine, in my personal opinion, that I have ever used. Know and love our Gemini machine, the original, but this has got even more features, incredible features when it comes to things like your media stand. You've got those USB slots as well. We've got that brand new redesign when it comes to that more sleek and modern design, but you've still got all of your strength, all of your power that we know and love about your Gemini machine. You can see your details on your screen. Don't forget as well, you do have your UK and your US versions when it comes to this machine. But if you're in the UK, it is £183.99 or $263.99. But for this weekend and this weekend only, because this one also ends at midnight tomorrow, I want you to kind of ignore that price. In your mind, I want you to kind of take off £20 or $20 off that price, because if you're going for that brand new Gemini 2 machine over this weekend as part of our Labour Day sale, we will be emailing to you a £20 or $20 gift voucher before the 6th of September. So effectively, it knocks a £20 or $20 off of that price that you're seeing on your screen. And now that's absolutely brilliant because it allows you to spend that £20, $20 on whatever you like. And if you are new to your die cutting, and maybe you've not got any dies already in your crafty stash, then that £20, $20 is going to be brilliant to stock up on your dies. And if you want to get a bargain on dies, then another thing you need to check out over on the website is that end of summer sale, because we've got savings of up to a whopping 80%, yeah, 80% savings on that end of summer sale. There is some absolutely incredible prices. We've got prices of like less than £2 on certain items. So if you're getting a £20 voucher, that is going to be going an awfully long way. You can be grabbing some absolute bargains when it comes to that amazing end of summer sale. So definitely a great weekend to be shopping here on Crafters TV. There's an awful lot to have a little look at over on the website. Now, we've seen this featured in a lot of the demonstrations. This is one of those that you'll see day in, day out here at Crafters TV. It's a true essential. It's our red liner tape. And I'm absolutely loving this collection because we're bringing to you all 3 different widths as part of this range. So you get 2 of your 12mm, 2 of your 6mm and 2 of your 3mm. So you get your thin, your medium and your thick, and they've all got different uses, so it's great to get a collection where you can try out all of those different widths. For all 6 rolls in total, you are paying just £10.40 or $22.40. Great to stock up your stash, or also ideal if you are brand new to crafting. Now, another absolute hero here at Crafters TV. I don't think a show goes by that we don't see these featured. They are legendary. These are absolutely incredible. Super, super strong. 4 of your famous tape pans, 22 metres on each, which gives you 88 metres in total, because this is a pack of 4. You're saving 25%, which means you're buying 3, you're getting 1 free for a Platinum Club price today of just £9.58 or $16.78. Definitely a time to stock up when you're buying 3 and you're getting 1 free as part of that bundle. Now, I've been talking about enhancing some of those pattern papers that you've got in your 12x12 and 6x6 paper pads. And I know I've mentioned them already a few times, our fabulous gilding flakes. This is going to be an ideal collection that's going to go hand in hand with so many things that you've got in your crafty stash. Great thing about gilding flakes is they've got lots of different uses. You can stamp with these and apply the gilding flakes over the top. You can use your double-sided adhesive sheets, maybe die cut into those, and then actually pop your gilding flakes over the top to get your own die cut and gilded embellishments. Maybe you're going to be using that red liner tape to create your own borders and actually add in your gilding flakes onto those. Or perhaps you're going to be using the glue that you've got included in the pack and going to be start to add those to your pattern papers. Love the fact that with this one, not only are you getting 9 of your gilding flake pots, you're also getting that set of your tools. That includes your dry ink pad, includes your specialist liquid glue that's been designed specifically for your gilding flakes, and you get 3 of your sponges as well, which are ideal for actually burnishing your gilding flakes once you've laid them down. The fact that it's a dry ink pad, I know it sounds a little bit like dry ink pad. Why are they sending me a dry ink pad? That's not what I want. I want a nice juicy ink pad. Well, the ideal with that one is that you actually apply that glue that's included in the pack to sort of ink up that ink pad, so then you can start stamping and applying your gilding flakes. Amazing price on this one, £40.80 or $44.80 for 9 pots of gilding flakes and all of those tools as well. A great collection to be adding to your crafty stash. Next up, talking of all things lovely and shiny and Christmassy, our Christmas glitter paste. Absolutely love these. I was actually playing with these yesterday. I was playing with that gorgeous gold one, the Fairy Lights, but you're getting all 5 different colourways, 50 mil in each, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 250 mils in total. Just call me Corinne Robinson when it comes to that maths. Very quick maths for me. Just £28.76 or $42.40 for all of those, and a little really does go a long way with those glitter pastes. Think of all the different stencils you've got in your crafty stash that you can be using alongside those, whether it's Christmas or every day. I know we're calling the colourways Christmas colourways, but you can be using those with your all year round crafting as well. Absolutely love our glitter paste. They are so easy to work with as well. Get yourself over to the website, check out those palette knives that we've got on the website, check out your spatulas and maybe your stencils as well, and start to build your glitter paste selection, because they are so much fun to work with, and they do work on a variety of surfaces as well. Your acetate, your ceramics, your glass baubles maybe. It's not just about your card crafting. Now we do have a voting for demo of the show, and demo of the show is going to number 3. Had to be, didn't it?
I thought that.
We love it.
Thank you.
Absolutely love that. The most gorgeous demo. I mean, all 4 demonstrations were incredible, but we love the colouring on that one. Doing a little bit of paper piecing and then colouring using your tri-blend pens. What an absolutely incredible effect. 4 amazing demonstrations. Thank you so much, Michelle. It's been an amazing show as always. Always inspirational. Loved it. But don't worry.
I had so much fun playing with this collection. I'm quite lucky that I got to have a little bit of a play with it last week and bigger play with it this week, so yeah.
Absolutely. Like I say, don't worry, Michelle is going to be back for the other 2 shows of the day, so lots more inspiration, lots more demonstration coming your way. This was all about our first look at our Oh Holy Night collection though, and that is launching tomorrow here on Crafters TV, so please do make sure that you join Sarah on Wake Up Call and get in early. Now we will be back in just a couple of hours time at 3 p.m. UK time. We do have a fabulous masterclass coming up at 3 o'clock. It's all things create cards, so it's going to be a fabulous show. We've got a mix of both Christmas and every day, so something that's going to take your crafting all year round. And then of course it's Sunday, so no Sunday will be complete by being rounded off by a Second Chance Sunday show, and that will be at 6 p.m. here UK time. I really hope you can join us back at 3 o'clock. I know there's going to be lots more inspiration and of course lots more amazing deals too, so grab yourself a cuppa, maybe a bite to eat, and see you in a couple of hours for a fabulous masterclass. See you in a couple of hours. Bye bye.